All right, part 4. We're pretty close to being done.
All right.
Just
It's
gotta
longer than the original Sonic Generations.
yeah.
It is.
But is it due to the cutscenes or perhaps the stages? What's the difference here that makes it longer?
I would argue both. The fact that there's both cutscenes here and the stages are longer. Like you can get like what, 4 to 6 minutes in a stage.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a huge complaint with some of the games before in the past, whereby stages were too short. You know, you need to have like stages that long, like 4 to 6 minutes.
I mean, I'm not complaining. This is pretty good for 4 to 6 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, now that you mentioned it, let's go back to courses.
I didn't want to even say that, Dave. I knew what I was gonna say. I was gonna go back to it.
Let's go back to forces. Yeah, the levels are so short. It's unbelievable.
It's like, let the game just die, man.
Blue's just ready to move on from forces. It's like, yeah, it happened. Like, next.
I guarantee you that, like, with Forces being talked back again, no one talks about Sonic 06 because of it. You know when a new game's to be hated because it was Sonic 06 first, then it was Sonic Boom, and then it was Sonic Forces.
It's funny because Forces actually isn't a bad game. It's actually quite enjoyable. And I prefer Forces over Lost World. I feel like Lost World deserves more of this talk. Like, what happened there?
Yeah. But the thing is, though, is that, like, the Sonic fans, they don't play a lot of different games, so the games they play is just usually either Sonic-related games or Sonic itself. So then they would usually compare those games, and then they look at the previous games. You know, for them would be Sonic Generations, Colors. They'll say those games are good, and then when it came to Forces and Boom, it was like, man, they're just not good as Generations and whatnot. What happened, Sonic Team?
You know, I did play Sonic Boom Rise with Lyric with some of the guys at the ARC tournaments, and I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's enjoyable for some people around to it, but I think that, you know, for the game itself, people wanted more of like a traditional Sonic experience. That's what it was. Even though it was supposed to be a spin-off game, and it was not even made by Sonic Team themselves.
You know, you make a good point there. It's a spin-off game, so it makes sense that it would be different. Actually, funny enough, that game had multiplayer, right? It had 4-player co-op, and that co-op, you know, it reminded me of how like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles acted. Like you have like, you know, the 4 ninjas, and just going through an arena, and you know, very fun. Oh, we got a cutscene here.
I found you, Shadow!
The blue hedgehog, of all places.
You have something I need.
You can wait until my business is finished.
Yeah, sorry, but that Chaos Emerald and I have a date with a monster.
Well then, it'll be a date to die for.
Nice hustle, but I won this one. So I'm taking the emerald. See ya!
finally find you. And what do I see? Sonic defeating you. What happened?
I will beat him on equal terms, or not at all.
A fine time for you to be honorable. Now he has the Chaos Emerald.
No, he has a fake emerald. I'll have you swap it for the real thing after I'm finished with my mission.
Wow, look at you. As a professional jewel thief, I approve.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let me get this straight. Shadow allowed Sonic to beat him just because he wanted on equal terms.
Yep.
And also on top of it, Sonic defeated, what was it? Who was the boss of it? Was it Perfect Chaos for that Chaos Emerald?
What Chaos Emerald? The yellow one?
Yeah, so he needed that Chaos Emerald to use it for the next boss fight, right? Sonic.
No. We
No,
just need them
it was
to get
just
the time
collect
here.
it.
Oh, for Timea. So he used a fake emerald then
No.
to
dude,
turn
no.
Super Sonic.
No. What Shadow said in that cutscene is when he's done here, Rouge is going to swap them out without Sonic noticing.
Oh.
They don't show that.
Does she actually do that? Yeah, they don't show it, do they? Yeah.
No, they don't show it. But we'll see soon enough. Like, they go back to that, plot later in the game.
Honestly, I think they didn't even need to put this plot in there, or it should have just been like some formal version of the past that Timea created of Shadow, isn't it? Because they're trying to say that Sonic fought the real Shadow there, isn't it? Rather than just saying, oh yeah, we're going back in time of when Sonic did fight against Shadow.
No, because if you remember in Sonic Generations, okay, the way Sonic Generations did it was that he met Shadow, like his Shadow, the current Shadow, at that point in time, and so they raced for the Emerald. Although here it was like interpreted differently, like we didn't get a cutscene like that in Sonic Generations.
But was that even explained in Sonic Generations that he did meet the real Shadow though? I don't think there was.
No, like it's not explained, but it's the real Shadow because he tells him like, oh, like let's race for this Emerald.
He also shows
Oh
up in the
yeah,
party
yeah,
too.
from the dialogue before you
Yeah.
start the. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and on top of that, like he later comes to support Sonic and say like, you got this, Sonic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Okay,
him.
okay.
Yeah.
Or you can not boost, whatever. Death Ruin.
It's funny how we're getting a lot of music awards for the stages in past Shadow the Hedgehog, stages from his own self-titled game, but we don't see like any of that in this game.
Yeah, that should have been the main front of stages, isn't it? Is that they
Yeah.
should have had remade Shadow stages, especially when you have Black Doom in it. Black Doom's only real appearance wasn't Shadow the Hedgehog, nowhere else.
Nowhere else, yeah. So there's no Wistopolis, there's no digital circuit, there's no lava shelter.
Yeah, because if there was no Shadow the Hedgehog, Doom would not even exist as well, and they would have never
Yeah.
had that storyline.
Yep,
Lava Shelter would have been a cool one.
it would have been, yeah.
I need chaos and kill.
They are cool.
Do this. This is the ultimate power.
But I do want to know what this equal terms is, if Shadow and Sonic did actually face each other.
So what he meant by that, like he wants to fight him on equal terms, is because he felt that with the Doom powers that he's acquiring, that he's much stronger than Sonic. Like I don't know if you noticed that hesitation he did when he was about to like do something to Sonic, but he was like, "Nah, it wouldn't be fair."
But couldn't you just control his Doom powers anyway, not to use it against Sonic there?
I mean, he just did by letting Sonic take the win.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem like his actual personality that Shadow would just allow Sonic to take the window.
I think it was just to let Sonic do his own thing and think he's won because
Yeah, but even saying that though, it just feels as though that personality or just that reasoning isn't Shadow at all. I've never seen Shadow just give up on that round and just said, "Okay, you win." I've never seen him do that.
I don't think he gave up. He was just distracted about his car.
yeah, like it's to me the way they explain it or the way they present it in Shadow Generations is that Shadow just wanted to just let Sonic be, and so that Shadow can just resume with his own business. Like, here's your emerald, like, and bye bye, something like that.
Yeah.
I guess he was being cool with Sonic because he wanted, to let Sonic win. He was like, yeah, I'll let him take the win.
But
Like,
was Shadow even aware of the whole time eater thing anyway? Because he's been doing his own works elsewhere. Because Rouge wasn't really in his ear about the time eater at all, and he missed his birthday, so he had no idea what happened down there.
Well, I mean, he was aware of the time meter because he saw it appear in space when he was looking out the window at the Ark. Well, he saw it. But I see what you're saying because right now he's just focused on Doom. He's not worried about time meter.
Yeah.
I think it's because to me Shadow is just taking priority on Doom right now because he knows Doom is a threat.
Yeah.
So probably like if Doom wasn't around, like he would help Sonic and be like, "All right, Sonic, like let's do this. Like let's take down the time eater." And I'll just let the game explain itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though the game, it's like every time I just look into this more and more, it just makes me kind of baffled of how the direction they want it to be.
Yeah, I understand. But I think you'll have more of your questions answered once we get near the end.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum. And you.
And that's what it comes down to, because I'm baffled about this stuff, but I feel like a lot of people be like, nah, this is how Sonic's supposed to be, story-wise. Shadow's supposed to, get distracted by his powers, and then Sonic kicks him in the back of the head, takes the emerald, and even Sonic didn't even notice that it was a fake emerald as well. You probably thought that Sonic would have been smart about it as well, about the whole fake emerald thing, because he had the conversation with Tails before in Sonic Adventure. But nope, he knew it was a real emerald. Well, he thought it was a real emerald and he just took it.
I don't know what is it with Sega always doing that to Sonic, because I feel like they did that to Sonic and Sonic Prime, like making Sonic like naive or dumb.
Yeah.
I don't know what's up with that, and I don't like it. I mean, not to say that he was naive and dumb in that scene. He just didn't know that he was holding the emerald. But you would think that Sonic would be like, wait a minute, like something feels off about this emerald.
Yeah, something would feel off, because he's held like a real emerald compared to the fake emerald. Even though it's identical in power, he would notice the difference at that point, because he used it against Eggman in SA2.
So many things, Blue.
Yeah.
So many things. that they.
That's
kinda
why,
needed.
like, I see, like, with the new direction of the Riot, that they want to explain stuff around of everything, but the way how they're going into the explanations, it just feels very baffling. That's how I feel it as around to it. They could have easily made like a more of a simplistic story, but with better context and understanding of just saying, oh yeah, you know, Maria and these guys are here because it's just Visage memories coming back. It's like, okay, that's fine. You know, you're making these stages because it's an anniversary and stuff like that. That's fine. But now they have to go like really deep into like certain stuff that is contradicting itself from past games now. It's like they want to create a new universe on top of it from what was originally built.
Yeah. You know, it would have been nice had, you know, the franchise had like a sole director that just oversaw the whole thing, because from what it seems, it's like, you know, when they started with Adventure 1, right? They were already, you know, I mean, by the time Adventure 1 released, they were working on the story for Adventure 2, right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't like it was all laid out for them. Like, I'm thinking about like how an author of a manga, you know, he writes his manga, right? And then he has his ideals already set, right?
Yeah.
And then, you know, people are like, okay, let's adapt it into an anime. So the anime has material to work from the manga, right? But here in a video game, like, you know, the Sonic franchise, it's like they're just starting from scratch with everything they're doing.
Yeah, yeah. That's exactly it, yeah. They are starting from scratch. They're using materials from how it was before of references, but they just really start from scratch around to it.
And because each, well, I don't know about each game, but let's just say every other game is like a new director, it seems that that's where they lose their consistency in storytelling.
Yeah, yeah. It is like that, yeah. And the thing is, everyone in general, or just the main consensus of people, just don't really care. They don't really care if, you know, Sonic is trapped in a magical lamp, or talking to aliens in space, or fighting resistance. They don't really care. They just only care about if you can just run as the guy in the game, and that's about it. They don't care about how he got to A to B, or whatever explanation it is. They just want to run.
Yeah. Oh, man. That kind of approach, like, it makes sense for kids.
Yeah. Because it'll come a point whereby you finish this game as Shadow Generations, yeah? And then you replay the game and you start to notice that, oh, there's actually cutscenes, or does these cutscenes have much to it, or much addition to it? Because that's the way how I played the original 3D Sonic games, is that I played through the game, I got, you know, the general idea of the story, but when I replayed it again, I learned more by looking into the cutscenes and learned more around to it. And then the stories got more interesting to me from replaying it. That's how I felt about it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's funny now that we're talking about this, because, you know, when you look at, for example, Sonic Colors, and we just did that, by the way. Like,
Right, yeah.
how, you know, those cutscenes, they just lack any, like, real character development. Like, at best, what we got was this Eggman controlling Tails for, like, a bit. They're like, oh, no, you know. And that was it. And I'm thinking that Sega kept it so simplistic for kids that they were like, okay, I think this is all we need. You know, Sonic doesn't need that much character development, and, you know, that's how it should be. And I would have to disagree with Sega there, because I think even children can get a lot out of a good story, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah. They would. And also, you know, these kids will go back to those favorite games anyway. They will go back and play it, and then they'll start to notice the difference. You know, even with us, I would say, like, you know, if we watched our cartoons back in the day, and then we watch it 20 years later, we start to notice, oh yeah, there's, you know, certain themes that shouldn't be in these cartoons, but we notice it because we grew up and watched it again.
Exactly, yeah. Like, you start to like take note of those things as you grow up, and you know, like looking back at Adventure 2, like I mean, like I always knew as a kid that Shadow wanted revenge, but like playing the game as you get older, like you start seeing the reasonings why he, you know, he feels that way.
Yeah, yeah. That's how it is, isn't it? Yeah, because you know these games, you know, is marketed towards kids, but you just start to realize and understand the more you grow up, and you start to realize how real world events are to be, as well.
Yeah.
Because you know, after you finish playing, let's just say Colors, and you go back into the game again, your knowledge of Colors is still going to be the same when you first played it.
Yep. Like nothing was really learned other than just learning how to play the game.
Bodie McNose here is a joke about Eggman all the time, without a doubt.
Yeah, like it's not. It doesn't go any deeper than that.
Yeah, it doesn't go deeper. Yeah.
Like he is Eggman. He's Bodie McNose here, and that's it. Oh, okay, Blue. I think, yeah. Oh, he fell down.
This feels like Unleashed, by the way.
Right here? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, night stages Unleashed? That's
the whole world?
Yeah.
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 Or even the night stages themselves, yeah.
Night stages themselves, yeah. That's what I'm feeling here. I don't know if they are supposed to be like that, or do they have a certain feel to it right now? I don't know where we are.
You'll see. You're actually on the right track, sort of, as to why everything like seems like dark theme.
So this looks like timier part here.
Yeah.
Boss. Who's gonna show what the name is? Question mark, question. Oh.
What is this?
This Mephiles.
A seal of some sort?
Really? He said that. He didn't even know it was the Scepter of Darkness.
Well, don't forget the timeline was erased. So he wouldn't know.
So he forgot about it.
Yeah, he did.
I thought Shadow was special. You know, he would still remember it.
Nah, unfortunately not.
Like he had like a memory stored in his head somewhere.
Nah, it would be cool if he remembered it.
I'm guessing Mephiles doesn't even talk here.
No, he's
like,
not.
oh, Shadow, I still remember your face. Oh, they changed his voice acting as well.
Yeah,
they did.
And he's aware that he's no longer part of the timeline.
Yeah.
Makes sense, since he can control time, he would be aware.
Welcome, Shadow. Well, he knows who Shadow is here.
Yeah.
What you're talking about? I will crush you all the same.
Yep, there you go. Shadow doesn't know who Mephiles is at this point.
Yeah.
Oops. That works.
So I guess this is the remix of the actual Mephiles boss fight here.
Yep.
Yeah, this would be Mephiles Phase 2. A remix of that.
Yeah, Shadow better take his rings off at the end of this fight, or during this fight, to survive.
Let's see.
Acknowledge the suppressor ring in this.
Yeah, I don't think they'll ever do it. Did they ever acknowledge the suppressor rings after 06 at any point?
I don't think so.
Nope.
Like Shadow's always had them on. He hasn't been in this absolute best in any case. Like he allows to get beaten up by Sonic and the rest of the other future Sonic games afterwards.
Well, That's a lot to say on that. I mean, at least
I'll just take care of it.
in this game, he just lets Sonic win, just so Sonic can do his thing and Shadow can do his own thing.
Yeah. I mean, this would be a good chance to have Chaos Blast, isn't it?
That's the only thing that's missing in this game is what happens to Chaos Blast.
Yeah.
It would have been
You know what would have been a good fight as well? Shadow versus Omega.
Oh. Yeah, it would have been.
I mean, there's been a lot of talks about that Omega would be the only one to stop Shadow. Then we should actually put that to the test.
It was already implied anyway in 06 because he was the one that killed Shadow to begin with.
Yeah, yeah. So it would have been nice if there was like a bout between them. Because the only time we've ever seen a bout between them, or nearly was going to happen, was in Sonic Heroes when they first woke up.
Yeah.
Found you.
Oh yeah, we also say that Mephiles is a controller of time, right? Shouldn't Chaos Control not be effective against him?
New thing.
They could have done the same thing like how they do with Doom and Shadow the Hedgehog. When you try to use Chaos Control on him there, it doesn't work on him.
Well, okay, so he used Chaos Control on Mephiles for the very first time when they traveled back 10 years into the past to seal him, right? Well,
He
Chaos
does,
Control
yeah.
to get to the past, but not use it on him as an actual ability.
No, he did. That's what I'm saying. Remember when he first meets Mephiles for the... Like, actually... Okay, it depends on how you're looking at it. At the point Mephiles meets Shadow for the first time, right? He's like this like very dark cloud figure.
Yeah, he just uses the Scepter Dart. He just holds it up, but he's not using the Chaos Control abilities though.
No, he did. He said, Chaos Control. And then Mephiles says like, oh,
Did he?
what is this? Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to see that cutscene. I thought he just held it up. That was it.
No. He definitely used Chaos Control and then he lifted up the Scepter of Darkness and sealed him.
have given him this unassuming form, but the blood of the Black Arms flows in his veins. He's a warrior.
Maybe we could even watch it after this scene.
Yes, the warrior that will destroy you.
I have learned from our last encounter. There will be no mistakes this time. Struggle all you want. You will be mine.
Professor, what do you think he means he learned from our last encounter?
I surmise you defeated him at some point in the future.
That
He's
was the
grown
dumbest
a new
question
body
ever.
and used the nebulous nature of time in white space to accelerate his plans for revenge.
He's right. No more mistakes. This time, I will crush every last one of them.
Shadow, no!
Maria?
It breaks my heart to see you so full of anger. This isn't who
Oh
you are.
my god.
Do you know
Yep.
why I named you Shadow? Because without light, there's only darkness. But a shadow will show you where to find the light. Do you understand? I don't want you to be driven by darkness. I want you to be happy. Stand in the light with peace in your heart.
I don't know, man. They made Maria as a character to calm down Shadow's darkness. It feels like very anime cliche. Like it's happened in animes before, whereby the main hero changes into something, gets controlled by the anger, and they need a female character to calm them down.
It reminds me of Orihime and Ichigo. from
Yeah,
Bleach.
yeah, yeah. Good example there.
Yeah. It's funny because that characterization of Shadow being angry and all that ended with Shadow the Hedgehog. And so by the time we got to Sonic 06, like that part of him was over.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was definitely kind of odd seeing Shadow being all angry again. You know. With
But
Black
even
Doom.
so, like in canon-wise, was he even angry? I thought he was only angry in the non-canon parts in Shadow the Hedgehog.
Well, what is canon in Shadow the Hedgehog? Like, what routes are canon?
Well, the canon parts will have to be, well, one definitely for Lost Ending, what we've seen from the cutscenes there. And he was never like boiling angry like that there. He was pretty much calm, collected. The beginning part of the cutscenes as well, whereby Shadow was in melancholy mode, like trying to question what's going on there. And then the other parts, I would say, it's hard to say from the ending routes of which one it is.
Okay, so okay. I would say then that Shadow the Hedgehog might be harder to determine then. Well, let's go back to SA2 then. In SA2, he had that anger, right? So
Oh, which part? Which part of the anger there?
in SA2, before Radical Highway starts, remember how he's like claiming his revenge? I promised you, Maria. Revenge. Like, he was angry there.
Oh yeah, but I didn't feel that type of huge anger he did in this cutscene though. This guy was relentless.
Something called.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like in this scene, it was like clearly visible. But in SA2, essentially, he was in that state of mind. He was just an angry hedgehog, right? I think that what I'm trying to get here is that, like, it didn't make sense for him to be so angry right here, because by the time Shadow the Hedgehog, the game happened, you know, he was already calm and collected.
Yeah. I think it's just the way how they did the cutscene. They over exaggerate it. That's how I see it. It's like they just kind of did the same anger in Sonic Adventure 2, whereby he just said it and that's it. And that's why like Maria had to come in and intervene with how much anger he had in comparison.
Yeah.
Like, cause you know he said that whole revenge stuff, but then when you look at the course of Sonic Adventure 2, when it came to the conversations between Eggman and Rouge, he was just teasing them or just, you know, jousting in the conversation. He was never showing his real anger towards them, be like, I'm gonna kill you guys, I'm gonna kill you, Rouge, and stuff like that.
No.
But you know, when you see this cutscene, he really meant it. You know, he's gonna kill him.
Oh yeah, no, he was angry. Like,
Unleash the power.
very angry.
Yeah. That's again, you know, a lot of head scratches of what they have with these cutscenes in this game.
Yeah. Oh, here's another scene.
You cannot deny me, Shadow. You are finally complete. Come, face me. I shall claim you, mind, body, and soul, and become the perfect being.
It's time.
I'm sorry I put you on this path, Shadow. But I'm proud of how you have walked it. I believe in you, son.
Shadow!
It's all right, Maria. I'm letting go of that destructive anger. continue to fight. Fight with your wish in my heart. Your wish for everyone to have a chance to be happy.
Hey, smiles. He smiles. Yay.
Only for his girl.
Only for his girl.
How old is
Yeah,
she? He's like
smiling.
what? 10 years old? 12 years old?
12 years old, yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing can stop.
You would never smell like that with Rouge.
Nah, even. Maybe with Sonic he'll smell like that.
All right.
He didn't even smile like that for the other Sonic X girls. You know, like the what's it called, Molly. He never
Oh.
smiled like that for Molly, did?
No.
Like, there was lots of women he could have gone down with as well. That was interesting, Shadow. But he decides to go with a 12-year-old.
Oh my god.
Stop here.